stutter there as he had to pull his units off the line. So maybe if you're going to give an advantage to anyone, you could give the advantage to Shark on that exchange. But like you said, very, very even. Meanwhile, however, Shark has got his planetary fortress going here at his rich minerals, so he's going to quickly pull ahead. He's got mules mining. He's going to go to town. You see, boom! Look at how quickly his income shot up. 2,000 income right now. Oh, and here we have another exchange to Xel'Naga.
God, Shark, well, he is a Shark. He has to keep moving in order to breathe. He's moving in here on Strelok's army. He's really just doing a great job of focusing down with these Marines. Superior number of siege tanks, though. Can he get... There was just too many siege tanks. Way too many siege tanks. And Shark had a couple in the back there, but he really would have got the advantage there if he would have moved in a bit closer, allowing all of those siege tanks to essentially splash damage themselves to death.
Yeah, absolutely. But if you see these point defense drones in the back, if he'd moved in too close, those Marines would have been completely ineffective. Basically, he kind of engaged in a battle he shouldn't have, and now SharkGSjoW is moving in. He's pounding that planetary fortress with these siege tanks, and there's not a whole lot Shark can do. He looks like he's going to try and go around the back here, which might be his only option, because he's going to lose that planetary fortress. He decides to attack himself, and that is a really good move, forcing SharkGSjoW to come back after him.
That's a great move. Okay, he needs to go ahead and back up ASAP because those siege tanks just set up shop. Now unloading gigantic rounds into everyone. Does he think he can take... Yeah, he's got to focus these siege tanks, these SCVs in repair and in tank mode right now. And wow, those siege tanks from Shark really just destroyed 6 SCVs from Strelok's at the same time. However, everything that Shark had was destroyed right there, but I think we'll see what we saw before. He's got a boatload of barracks out front. He's going to be able to, and he's just pumping out units like crazy right now to reinforce this army. They're all queued up. They're headed over to that planetary fortress by the high yield.
Yeah, absolutely, and this is, the importance of macro. Keep your macro up so you can reinforce your army quickly. He's putting down that sensor tower now to see what's going on. I'm trying to hold that Xel'Naga to really have control over the next battle, because that is key. Placement in these next battles is going to be absolutely key, as both these players are running very, very similar armies, so it's going to be down to micro, it's going to be down to tactics and how you place it. And here we go again.
He's going to have to catch his opponent off guard there, because as soon as Strelok's gets vision of Shark's army, I mean, he's going to set up shop with those siege tanks, and you just can't run into that. Right now, I'd like to see Shark attempt another drop on the distract in Strelok's main. That would probably be the only way he can really deal with this. Otherwise, Strelok is just doing a great job of anticipating and just going into siege mode. You can't do anything about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Now Strelok has 64 harvesters to 47 harvesters, so he is now starting to pull ahead at significant, or you see the resources are not, I'm sorry, 65 harvesters for Shark, but 48 for Strelok, so he must have some mules down. That confused me with the numbers there. So they are actually going pretty even. You see Shark now moving around the corner here, but Strelok knew he was there, and here we go again.
This is gonna be bad if he moves in too close, as those siege tanks have set up shop once again. God, just laying down the massive siege damage, and Strelok is doing an amazing job of kiting. Oh gosh, all these infantry units completely getting melted. The Jedis felt that one, as about 20 units died there in such a short amount of time. Shark just has to be so careful pulling up these units tab once again. 10 siege tanks right now from Strelok. He's in a dominant position there. There was an attempt to drop here by Shark at the high yield from Strelok. This planetary fortress had none of it, and Shark's got a stray medevac here, which is trying to get out and trying to survive. And I'm sorry, folks, but Marines are not going to do that great of a job in taking down a planetary fortress.
No, absolutely not. And you got to give Strelok credit here. He's just got the superior number of siege tanks, and that is winning him this game right now.
It absolutely is. I tell you what, if Shark decided to go air, Strelok would be completely screwed. But he's really sticking with the ground units. That's really what his production facilities are, are supporting right now. And he is going a bit more Marauder heavy, which is a great idea from Shark. He's got 15 Marauders right now. If he's able to stem those up, get in there and focus down those siege tanks, he'll be able to hopefully, at that point pull ahead for him. However, my pick Strelok is making me super happy this game. He split up his army into two. He's got the infantry on one side and the tanks on the other. The tanks are split away though, and Shark is just going to go ahead and overwhelm in this situation. All the tanks from StrelokK are not in the game right now, and Shark just completely melted everything that was there. Now these tanks are in a very vulnerable position as they do not have infantry to protect them, and Shark's really going to take advantage of this and head right in on this planetary fortress.
Yeah, absolutely. You said you liked that split up. I'm not sure I like that split up. He's hitting the planetary fortress, so he's taking that out, but meanwhile, he lost his entire infantry, and Shark's basically picking off SCVs and trying to pick off that planetary fortress, but I guess he's having a little bit of a hard time. He doesn't want to move in. With only the 2 tanks, it's going to be slow, and he's going to be able to counter, so maybe in the end it is going to work out, but he's not going to lose his planetary fortress, and here comes his massive amount of tanks.
God, him being a Shark has worked to his disadvantage here. He should have looked back at his own high yield, which has been destroyed already, and those SCVs were really properly used there to repair, and just because of the fact that there were siege tanks attacking it, those SCVs could not repair Shark's planetary fortress, and that was all the difference in that situation. This is really an interesting situation as Shark continues to just completely bombard this planetary fortress, really halting production here altogether. One thing I like here, StrelokK does have the sensor tower. Moving in his infantry units here, really, StrelokK has a completely superior force. Shark needs to pull back. He hears me saying that right now as he is pulling back. Half of that army did get destroyed right there, and I mean, how do you think that your boy Shark should proceed?
He's in a bad place right now with losing his high yield. He's gonna fall behind in the macro. He's not gonna be able to reinforce. He needs to a sneaky drop. I think might be his only hope. It's really hard though if he pulls away like that with a sneaky drop, and they go into a sort of base race. I would almost give it to StrelokK in a base race situation. So he almost has to stay back and defend, but that's only gonna make things worse. So he needs to get his high yield back up. Maybe get another expansion. He does have one coming up and getting going here. And here we have another engagement.
Oh boy, moving straight in. I mean, these are basically the exact same army, except for StrelokK has a bazillion times more siege tanks. Those siege tanks are making all the difference. In StarCraft 1, siege tanks were the quintessential unit for the Terran. No difference in StarCraft 2 right now, as StrelokK is pushing Shark's units back. They're forced to pull back in a more defensive position, as once these siege tanks get set up along this edge, they set up shop. Shark is just going to be, Shark is going to be in a terrible position. He's forced to take Solus inside of StrelokK's base, and he's really just getting put between a rock and a hard place, that rock being 12 siege tanks right now. He's forced to pull out, and he's really got to regroup and make some smart decisions here, because he just keeps losing units to those siege tanks. Shark is deciding to apply pressure once again to that planetary fortress in the middle of the map. Is he going to be able to do anything? I don't think so, because here comes the entire platoon of siege tanks from StrelokK.
Yeah, absolutely. He's keeping those siege tanks out of siege mode to keep them mobile and take out the last siege tank from Shark, start pounding his infantry. Now they're sieging up and getting ready to go. Only 2 of them got away in those medevacs, so now Shark's armies pretty much consists of 7 Marauders and 6 medevacs and 5 Marines. Not much of an army right there. He's trying to get his high yield up, so valiant effort. I liked his little escape through StrelokK's base, so I got to give him credit for that. That was rather clever, but in the end, he has lost a lot. He has picked a lot of unfortunate battles, and he's just getting out siege tanked.
He's totally getting out siege tank, and I don't know if we missed it, correct me if I'm mistaken here, but it appears to me that StrelokK has recycled his orbital command from his main and flown it over to this, we'll call it the 10 o'clock expansion, as he needs to go ahead and bring some SCVs over there to saturate that expansion to get him on an even playing field with Shark right now.
Yeah, absolutely, and then we have StrelokK is just basically chasing down Shark's army, just like slowly. Shark's landed in the orbital command here at the high yield, and he's got to pick it up immediately, because as he's getting torn apart, he's had to fall back into his natural here. He is in a bad place, and he's getting just sieged down.
God, is he? And I'm going to be really curious to see how your boy Shark adjusts to this massive siege tank strategy in Game 2. Is going to try to counter that? I mean, I love doing these tournament series because you get to see the dynamics over time. But we have another engagement once again. StrelokK moving in, taking down infantry units. Also has some siege tanks that are on the go in regular mode using those 90mm cannons, which are very effective, by the way. They still do 15 and 25 damage to armored and non-armored respectively. That one Viking He is a corporal. He has 5 kills, just applying all kinds of damage. Gets completely destroyed there by that missile turret at this expansion. And the only thing that a planetary fortress hates the most are siege tanks. And Shark is just forced to GG out there. And you said it a bunch of times, and I agreed with you, Danny. Out-sieged by SharkGSjoW.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's pretty much what it all comes down to. He needed to, he engaged SharkGSjoW a couple times when he was just out siege tank and he didn't need to do it. If he wasn't going to match him siege tank for siege tank, he needed to go for a more mobile attack. One thing, siege tanks, when they're in siege mode, they're most effective, and they can be pretty mobile when they're not sieged up, but however, you know, they're not the most mobile unit in the game, so with some good drops and some just major harass, he really could have put some pressure on them. Might have been the way to go. Either that or just start pumping siege tanks yourself.
Yeah, I mean, you start getting sort of a crazy arms race in that situation, and it's like I scan you, you scan me, I drop sensor tower, you drop sensor tower. Those games are fun to watch too. Maybe that'll happen in game 2, and we'll have just an insane siege battle. We'll see. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you've seen here, you can head on over to our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/FTWBroadcasting. I'm going to put a little blue link up here below the heart. Click on that to check out our channel. Also, click in the center of the heart. You would make Danny's day if you click that. That would be you subscribing to our channel. We'd appreciate that. Also, there's a link at the top of the heart for our Go4SC2 tournament series. We've got a playlist. We've cast so many Go4SC2 games with these amazing pros, these epic games. Click on that if you're interested in watching more than just one series of tournaments. Anyway, that was game 1. We're going to head straight into game 2, folks.